What's up, y'all? This is Dre with Build 206, Brothers Uniting Leadership Development, and we're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio here with another episode of the Build Black Wealth Podcast, and we're joined with another one of our incubator program participants, BP from the BP brand. What's up, bro?
Yes, sir. Everything's up. Life is up.
We appreciate you coming to spend some time with us. Let's jump on in. Tell us a little bit about your background and the industry that you work in. Tell us a little bit about the BP brand and your background in that.
Yes, sir. So the BP brand, we're a motivational company. So the clothing line that a lot of people even call us the Love is Dope company, and I don't mind it. I love it because that's what we represent. So pretty much 90% of our clothing that we have, it has the slogan, the Love is Dope, because that's what we represent. We represent love, grind, and growth. So the BP brand, as far as the clothing side of the company, represents love, grind, and growth. And this slogan was just one of many slogans from years ago, and that's the one that stuck. It stuck, and the people chose it, so we've been running with it. And so I didn't have a lot of background in clothing. I had a lot of background in just motivating and just connecting the dots with the people. And this is just what happened through community, and the community chose us. And we'll tell the whole story. You might have seen the whole story. It all happened at the Chop down when George Floyd had got murdered, and I was down there just doing spoken words on the street, just giving real just energy to the people. And that's how the BP brand got started. After that, when I realized it was more than me and just my voice as a motivational speaker, and I created the BP brand to be bigger than me, to create love, grind, and growth through clothing and through all kind of different streams, to just give more to the people than just my voice.
That's dope. I didn't know that it started up in Chop, but that's dope to know, and the connection to show that you're connected to the community. So I guess this kind of segues into this. It sounds like not, but maybe it is. Like, did you always want to do like the motivational piece, or did you always? Sounds like you kind of fell into clothing through the motivational piece of supporting community during the Chop. So, but I want to let you give an opportunity. Like, this always something you saw yourself doing, like being a leader, being motivational. Just always something you saw yourself getting into.
No. Not at all. I mean, being a leader, yes. I've always been a leader pretty much in every aspect or thing that I've done in life. But the motivational side was more after, I went and sat down, from back in the days. I was really heavy in the music industry in the Seattle, the Parker Brothers, me and my brother. And I had a situation where I went to the feds through decisions that I made in life when I wasn't as financially educated that I am now, like the build, how y'all educate us. And I went and sat in federal prison for some years. And during that time, just educating myself in more disciplined principles in life, want more for myself. After I came home, I got back busy with music, but it just wasn't sitting with me like it used to. And I just wanted to do more for myself and educate myself and setting a foundation for my family. And that's what I did. I went 7, 8, 9 years without even listening to music and just focusing on finances, focusing on discipline, educating myself. And years later, around about 2018 or so, I was a director of operation for a company, a warehouse company, and we were moving the company. And I was connected with those people, though, like we were family. I was blessed with the opportunity to hire felons, to give people more opportunities like I had my opportunity. And when we separated that, and I told everybody, I said, you know what, this ain't gonna be it. I'm gonna jump on social media. I'm gonna start talking some motivational talking, because we ain't connected like that. And literally, that's where that started from. I hadn't been on social media for a decade or nothing, and I did that for just my people, because we was family, and it just started going from there.
That's inspiring, and it's also a testament to, one, being accountable for your actions, but learning from your mistakes and not being stuck in the mistake. It's like, okay, I made a mistake. Let me keep it pushing. I know I'm dope. I'm going to educate myself, build my self-esteem, self-worth up, and then come out. Already were a leader. Prior before you had to sit down, and then came out and you're a better leader, right? So you use it as an opportunity to improve. So that's motivational in itself. That's dope.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that.
So everybody defines the success differently, so you can take it how you want to take it, but describe your journey towards success, and like what's one of the biggest lessons that you learned thus far in your journey towards success?
One of the biggest lessons, I would say, one of the biggest lessons is the definition of success. Like, taking that definition that I used to have as a youngster coming up, the definition that I used to have was it was a financial thing, it was a status thing. And once I learned to be able to take that definition off, and now, like, like I'm incredibly successful right now. My definition of success right now is like I want to have the award for the best husband ever to live in life. You see what I'm saying? And I think I might be winning that award if they had and that's literally what I judge it off of, being the example for my children, like really living the example, not talking it. You know, we could teach them however, and there's no wrong way to teach. But I teach through living it, and I teach through in my own home, saying in my actual real physical house, not the theory stuff. In my house, what am I doing in my real house to teach my children what the example of a real man is, of leadership is, of success, of what love is, what discipline is in my real house, in my real home. So that's what I consider success is being that person for my children and my wife.
What do you feel like your biggest lesson in heading towards that has been?
Man, not being true to self. And when I say not being true to self, I mean doing things for the dollar, doing things for the clout, doing things trying to chase a goal. So my lesson was like when I learned to stop chasing and stop having this end goal and start learning to be in the moment, like really enjoying the journey. We always gonna get to the bag, and I'm gonna stay getting to the bag. Don't get it twisted. But when I took that out, and it's like it wasn't about that dollar amount. So my lesson was like stop connecting that end goal with what you're doing, and focus more on what you're doing right now and enjoying it. How is it affecting your real life? How is it affecting your family right now?
That's what's up. That's super dope. So what is your motivation to continue the work? Like, what's your why of what you do with the BP brand? Because it sounds like it's music, it's motivation, it's clothing, it's really you, really. It's really you. So talk about what your motivation and like what your why is to continue to be the best you that you can be, and using the best you to motivate others.
Right. So the BP brand represents love, grind, and growth. My why is to spread love through my real life, through not what I'm trying to do with marketing and the business and everything that I do, because that's very important. But my motivation is being the highest and best version of myself. And I'm selfish when I say that. And the reason I speak so selfishly is because when I get real selfish like that, it benefits my home. It benefits my wife so heavily. It benefits my children so heavily that it sparks me to always want to do more. So I see it firsthand in my real home. Like when I come home, sometimes I go live on social media just every once in a blue moon, just cause. And it doesn't have to be set up. It doesn't have to be scripted. My daughter's running to the door. My wife's running to the door. The love. This is what we do every day in real life, and that's my why, to see that. And as far as the brand representing that, I want to see that more and more through the community. I'm not one of those persons that say I just want to see it through the world. I mean, of course that's dope, but my real life, like, I want to see it with the people that I'm really connected with. My real partners, my real family. In real life, just right now, in my real community, and it's really happening, and I'm seeing it year after year, and it's really happening. I see it in real life, and so that's my why. That drives me.
That's dope. Well, we appreciate the insight, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back. We're in the studio once again with BP from the BP brand, one of our Build Black Wealth Incubator participants.
Yes, sir.
Keep your Black-led business or organization compliant by learning about our labor ordinance and laws in the city of Seattle. Learn more at www.bill206.com/labor standards.
Support for this podcast is made possible through our community members and our volunteers. We want to give a specific thank you to our partners, Converge Media, Dancing in the Rain Media, and Acts on Stage. Visit www.build206.com for more information on our partners and how they support our efforts.
Welcome back to the Build Black Wealth Podcast. Once again, this is Dre with Build 206, Brothers United Leadership Development, and we're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Studio, and we're joined with BP, one of our Build Black Wealth Incubator Program participants, and he's sharing a lot of knowledge about the work that he's doing in our community. So let's jump back in, bro. What do you think like the biggest resources needed for our community to be successful in starting a business, a brand, an organization, or whatever? Like, what do you feel like the biggest resources needed?
Man, the biggest resources, I would say Man, I'm going to get straight to it. I'm going to say this. The biggest resource is us as a people being resourceful as possible. And the reason I say that is because I put myself in my own shoes, my real life. There's so many opportunities and so many resources that are out here right now that I personally don't even take advantage of for whatever reasons, because, you know, whether I'm tied up, busy at the office, there's so many resources, including like Build, like being able to be a part of this right here is incredibly dope. It took me years, me personally, to do this. So I'm the type of person I say, like, instead of talking about a different resource, am I taking advantage of the resources that I have opportunity to take advantage of right now? And so I would say to the people, like, message to the people, really, really question yourself. Are you taking full accountability for yourself and actually taking advantage of the resources that are available now? And if we don't know those resources, put it in the universe and it'll come back. Of course, finances is always a huge thing. I know that is a huge thing. With myself as well, of course, we need more finances. We want more finances. But the reality is there's actually a lot of finances out there that I haven't tapped into. I haven't given the energy or allocated the time to tap into those. So I would say the biggest thing is us as a people being more resourceful into what's already available, maxing out what's available before we're asking for more. And I know that was a side curveball to the question, but that's just a message to the people, because, and a message to myself as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's a curveball at all. You know, our philosophy with Build is about relationships, building relationships, because black people are super resourceful. We have a lot of resources. What we don't have is a lot of trust and relationships with each other. Systematically, we've been taught to mistrust each other, and then you throw money on top of it, it really gets funky, right? Oh, what do you want? You're talking about money. Oh, you're trying to sell me something or whatever. So if we have more equity in our relationships and we get to know each other as a community, then it's like, okay, well, I can do this. I can provide this for you. I got a space that you can do X, Y, and Z at, but I need you to do this. We can get back to the barter, and then everybody wins. You know what I mean? So I agree with what you're saying. Like, I think there's a lot of resources in our community, and if we're waiting for somebody else to come solve our problems and provide resources to us, we have a lot of money. We're one of the biggest consumers. So if you look at how much we're really spending, it's just we're not really just rocking with each other. And I think part of that is systematically we've been taught not to trust each other. And that's why one of our core principles is to really build relationships with folks, and then being able, once we have that relationship, we're able to leverage it, you know, to make things happen.
And what's dope as well is that it's so many, like, when I'm sitting here talking to you in real life, and in my personal community, like now at this age and what I'm involved in right now, I look left, right, it's like we are actually the people that are putting in the work. We are here. So a lot of I would like us to speak more about what we really are doing. When I see you, when I see Build, it's like we are doing the dream of what we want the dream to be. And a lot of times we speak on what we're not doing, and because that's the reality too. A big percentage of us are not doing that, but the percentages of us that are doing it, and this is what I'm doing personally, speaking more on that and keeping that as the topic so that can spread more, because we really are putting in the work. We really are doing the work in real life in real time, you know. And so I want to say thank you, Build, Brothers United in Leadership Development, for setting that example real life.
Keep your Black-led business or organization compliant by learning about our labor ordinance and laws in the city of Seattle. Learn more at www.build206.com/labor standards.
As an entrepreneur, what is one tip that you've learned to help you succeed? So you shared a tip kind of earlier about heading towards success, but what is like another tip that you learned as an entrepreneur?
I would like to say habits. Yeah, it's key. And I would like to call myself an entrepreneur, because even myself, at the successes that I currently have right now, you know, through the grace of God, my reality as well, I run a different company that I don't own as well. And it's amazing. You know, I get to run a multi-million-dollar company, and basically I treat it as college. You know, I'm getting paid to learn this game, and I treat it like it's my own. Most people think it's my company because that's how much passion I have for it, because I can never cheat something else that's giving me real firsthand knowledge. And when I say that's giving me, I'm not talking about somebody else is giving me. I'm saying me, I'm giving myself that by my practices of what I'm doing. So I would say habits, being thoughtful of your habits that you have as a person and as an entrepreneur, not just the ideas that you have, but the habits that you have in real life. Like, really question your habits that you have, because your habits are a direct result of your direct result of your results of what you're doing and how your business is going. And so I would say habits, being conscious of your habits and being on purpose about changing your habits to be to develop to manifest what you're trying to do.
What is the best advice you can give someone who's just trying to get started with a business or a brand or an organization? Sometimes people struggle with just getting over the hump, getting things going. So what's the best advice you would give somebody that's kind of struggling with that?
The best advice that I would give somebody that's just getting started is to start. And know this. Know that when you start, it's 100%. Not most of the time, it's 100%. It's not going to go the way that you think. Because when we get started, we got a vision, we think it, but our reality is that we haven't experienced what it takes to get to that vision. So it's started, and know that it's a journey. And know that you're going to gain experience, and wherever you are right now, whatever vision you got, you can't get there being the person that you are right now. You can't. You literally have to go through the experiences and become the person through the education, through gaining the resources and being resourceful to get to that vision. And that vision can change along the way. So be really on purpose about your why and knowing our why, because if you're not connected to that why, and it don't mean nothing to you, you're just going to continue switching up. Switching up is not a bad thing, but going through the experience, there's no cheat code. Literally, there's no elevator to that. It's just in our mind that we think this thing, but we only can get there through experience. So start and understand and know that you can't get there with your current self. You get there by getting more experience and staying at it and staying consistent.
That's what's up. That's super relevant, super real, because even with events or activities or whatever, a lot of times people looking in, they're like, oh, this went smooth, but it's never gone as you have it in your head. You know what I mean? It's like, this isn't going the way it's expected, but people are experiencing it. It's like, oh, this is great. But like I said, if you have a plan and you make things happen, so that's on point advice. So what's the best way for folks to get in contact with you? I'm gonna have you look right into that camera and tell folks how they can get in contact with the BP brand.
Absolutely. So to tap in with the BP brand on social media, Instagram is the BP brand. Facebook is the BP brand. I really spend a lot of time. So BP Parker on Facebook as well. YouTube is BP Talk to Him. And right now we're in the middle of actually creating another YouTube show called Voices. And that's another thing that we're working on right now. That's just being able to have more voices that matter, that are just out there about things that I care about. And once again, I go back to me being selfish, because when I say that I care about, because the things that I care about, I know affects the community. So I always want to do things that I'm passionate about, that makes me feel good, that doesn't feel like work. So the bpbrand.com as well. And to go get your Love is Dope gear, to go make sure you can support the brand. We spread love, and that's everywhere we go. Literally, it's a smile on people's faces, and we give the real energy that we represent. So the bpbrand.com.
So I've been doing this the last few episodes, since I've been kind of controlling the narrative, asking the questions. I give people an opportunity to ask me some questions. So I want to give you an opportunity to ask me some questions. If you have, no pressure if you don't, but if you got some questions, if you got some questions for me.
So I've got the opportunity just more recently to be more connected, more engaged with you. And not even on just a personal level, even through social media, seeing your posts and having the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing. Your composure is so consistent in where it is. It's just here. It don't change. Like, what drives that? Because it's dope seeing, and it's inspiring.
That's a good question. I think it's, like you said, knowing what my mission and vision, what my gift is on the earth. Like, really knowing who I am and what I'm here to do, and being consistent everything tying into that. You know what I mean? Not getting caught up with chasing the money, not, trying to keep up with the Joneses, just not getting caught up in the fads, just being consistent. Like, we've been doing this before COVID, during COVID, before the protest, during the protest, all that, just staying consistent. I would just say, yeah, just knowing who I am as a person, as a father, as a brother, as a community member, as a son, and just really staying true to what our mission is, which is Brothers United in Leadership Development, affecting real change in community. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I think stay composed and stay consistent. And I'm just really who I am. Like, no matter what it is, if it's social media, if it's at work, if it's in community, if it's in person or whatever, relationships, I'm just me, authentically me. I really don't know how to. I don't use social media as ESPN for the highlights. You know what I mean? So not to say there's anything wrong with that, but that's just who I am. And if I get 100 likes, cool. If I get 2 likes, it don't really matter. You know what I mean? Because the work speaks for itself. And so I don't know if that answers your question, but really I think just really being confident in who I am, knowing what my gift is, and that's part of why I do the work that I do. Because I got into the mix. I lost my brother when I was 23, and super dope, man. He was super filthy and never really got a chance to share his gifts with the world. And I think that happens to a lot of us, is one, we don't even get an opportunity to learn what our gifts are. And then when capitalism kicks in, we're doing work and doing all this other stuff, right, trying to just stay afloat. So even if we learn what our gifts are, a lot of times we don't get an opportunity to share our gifts with the world. So it's super dope when I come across people like yourself and other people who have had life experiences and learned who they are and grew from that, and then sharing that gift with the world. Because I feel like what you're doing is you have a gift and you were able to refine it, and you're sharing it with the world. So that's what I try to do with young folks, with elders, with whatever. Try to create space for people to figure out what their gifts are and give it to the world. This has been another episode of Build Black Wealth podcast. This is Dre with Bill 206, Brothers United in Leadership Development. We're in the Dancing in the Rain Media Student, and we're been joined with BP, then dropped some game on us from the BP brand. So you guys make sure you guys go check out his website, follow him on socials, tap in, make sure you guys support the Love is Dope brand, BP brand, Love is Dope clothing line, and let's get it popping. Till next time, peace.